It's a pretty sad week in gaming this week as Final Fantasy XV's DLC has almost entirely been cancelled. What is happening, everybody? Mattmade here, bringing the top 5 gaming news stories of the week. Let's jump right into it. First up, we have Diablo Infinite getting backlash. Now, Blizzard is releasing Diablo Infinite as a mobile title, and they've been looking at mobile gaming for a while now and decided to just now jump into it. The issue is that Blizzard did this reveal as the final piece, the final content for BlizzCon. People were up in arms about that, and usually the final slot is used for a big announcement, like if it was going to be Diablo 4 or some other major large project. However, instead it just turned out to be a mobile game that no one really cared about. And that's where this main issue comes in. If Diablo Infinite was released in the middle of BlizzCon or near the beginning, anywhere but that time slot, I highly doubt it would have been any type of backlash like this. People would have been like, alright, cool, another Diablo title, that's fine. Instead, when Diablo was announced, they were probably thinking something along the lines of, hey cool, Diablo 4 is coming, let's do this, we're excited, we're ready. And then they got sort of a bait and switch, so it left a bad taste in their mouths. Now, the backlash for this game has been so large that Activision, Blizzard's parent company, their stock has taken a hit. Now, it's gonna bounce back definitely, and Blizzard's even like, hey, we're working on a new Diablo, don't worry. They're trying to like throw this under the bus, trying to like hide this and bury this so it can all go away later. Which on Blizzard's part, it was a bad move. Whoever did that scheduling was terrible. They are in a room somewhere getting yelled at even to this day now. But I feel it's gonna blow over pretty soon. I'd say another week, maybe 2. And then we'll be on to some other outrage or on to some other big gaming event. Next up, we have the Smash Bros. DLC has been completed. Sakurai said on Twitter that, hey, it's been completed, and for you guys, we know you wanted some characters, however, this was an internal decision, and we didn't take any outside opinions, so leave me alone. He didn't say the leave me alone part, but pretty much he's like, yo, I'm tired of y'all. I'm done. He's been so adamant about just leave me alone, let me rest, let me do my thing. We're Nintendo, we're gonna do Smash Bros. Right. I'd have to agree with him on this. Like, everybody wants certain characters in there, they're not gonna get them. Even I wanted some random characters like Shantae to be a playable character, or Shovel Knight to be a playable character, or heck, it'd be great if Hollow Knight made a cameo. That'd be amazing, I'd love that. But I'm not probably gonna get those, which I'm alright with. We have over 70 characters. We're good. Just calm down, internet. Calm down. Now again, this roster was entirely selected by Nintendo. No outside opinions, no outside polls, no contests, none of that. It's just what Nintendo wanted to put in, or what they could put in, or what they can make work and balance around. So it'll be interesting to see who gets in and kind of the thought process of why they're in there. Now we could speculate about who's gonna be in the DLC all day. However, when it comes down to it, we'll just have to see and find out, because now when it comes to speculation, like that's my thing, so if I really wanted to get into it, I could make like a 20-minute video just saying who should be in, who should be out, like chaos theory, just have the string and the pins and all that stuff. I could get into that, but I'm not, because I don't want this to be like a 30-minute video. However, with this, I'm anticipating some really unorthodox characters. Like last week, we got a piranha plant being announced, and that was weird on its own. So I'm curious to what other weird things like Thwomp or something is gonna be a playable character. It'd be funny. It'd be interesting. Like, I want to see how they tweak and manipulate things and what makes this edition ultimate, besides all of the characters that are in it. Now, it's a really sad day in gaming this week. The Final Fantasy XV DLC, most of it's been canceled. They were slated to do 4 more episodes for different characters. There was going to be Arden, Aranea, Noctis, and Lunafreya. And those seemed really interesting and cool, especially the Lunafreya one, because she didn't get much time in the game before getting bumped off. And I'm sorry if you didn't know this, but it's been 2 years now? I don't even remember, like 2016-ish, I think it came out. But I was really looking forward to those. Now, they canceled all but episode Arden, which I guess if you're not going to cancel one, that's the one. And it was also going to be the first one to be released in that second season, so more so, of DLC. Now, episode Arden is slated for release in March of 2019, And after that, the entirety of Final Fantasy 15 is going to be done. The Comrades expansion is going to get an update. You're going to be able to purchase that expansion, the actual Comrades multiplayer game by itself on a, like $10 or something. And art will be released, so they'll be done with that, moving on to different projects. Now, I feel the reason for this is twofold. One, fucking stop slapping the mic, okay? Stop slapping the mic. For one, Hajime Tabata is leaving Luminous Productions and Final Fantasy 15, and they have no direction at this point. They were probably in the beginning stages of the other 3 episodes, so now they have to cut their losses, and they have lost a lot of money. I believe their losses were about $33 million. I mean, the investment there was massive, and to just cut it it's sad, it's terrible. I was really looking forward to episode Luna Freya, and now I'm not gonna get it. Now, Tabata left the studio due to creative differences, meaning they probably argued about something, or he wanted to go one direction, the company wanted to go another, and they were just like, bye. I never really believed the creative differences angle. However, in this case, it's really unfortunate because he was running other Final Fantasy projects. Like, I believe he was doing the Final Fantasy VII remake as well. So no telling where we're gonna get that. But again, it's just really sad that we're just not gonna get that. I mean, I'm really bummed out about it. It hurt me in my soul. I was very excited for those episodes. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you've played Final Fantasy 15 or even watched it, just were you excited for those episodes? Let's just hope episode art is just really great and it's a spectacular send-off for the game. Because this game, it took so long to get out, and to have its support and its story cut short is tragic almost. Sticking with developer news, the PlayStation Classic uses an open source emulator. Now, the Classic uses an open source emulator called PSCX Rearmed. It's one of the better emulators that's out right now, and apparently, I guess it was so good that PlayStation and Sony were just like, hey, use this. We can't create anything better, so whatever. And it really blows the doors off of the fact that not only can fans create something really amazing and really well made, i.e. Sonic Mania, but the emulators as well can just be validated and legitimized on official licensed hardware. I mean, the emulator was just so good that PlayStation, Sony just went, hey, this is amazing, and it's open source, so we don't have to pay licensing or go to the company. We can tweak it or alter it if we need to, but we can just slap it in our hardware, put our branding on it, and ship it out. Now with this, I'm really curious to see what other companies and developers use some sort of open source emulation, like did the NES do it, or did the SNK one do it, or things like that. Because even if they didn't use it or take it per se, they could have based their own emulators around it, which is really interesting. I mean, it's a whole nother level of the industry of emulation and salvaging. And this also goes to show just how different companies can be. Like Nintendo shutting them down, killing them, making sure they go away forever. And Sony's like, hey, let us use this. This is interesting, it's clever, and it's well made. The disparities there are quite interesting, and you can really see into how a business operates and what they're all about with this. Now, the last story of the day is like quite a bit speculative, so take this with a grain of salt. Now, Nintendo is currently hiring for a 3D CG designer for The Legend of Zelda. Now, this can mean a couple different things. First off, it could mean that, hey, they're gearing up for development of another Legend of Zelda game, because this is more towards the dungeons, and the dungeons are a core part of The Legend of Zelda. It's a dungeon crawler, essentially. You go in a dungeon, do your thing, and the design aspect is very important. Or this could be geared more towards DLC and expanding upon Breath of the Wild. Now, the reason I feel the second one is more likely and more plausible is that it'd be very odd to get 2 Legend of Zelda games in such a short period of time. Even if it's a spin-off or a remake, those don't seem to come often. And it's like between 3 to 6 years for each game, it feels like. Also, Nintendo wants to do more DLC and to keep their franchises going longer, so they have a longer development cycle and a longer lifespan per franchise installment. Not only that, it feels like Breath of the Wild hasn't truly hit its stride yet. Yeah, it's getting to be an older game and it's already gotten 2 installments of DLC. However, there's so much you can do with that world, so many secrets, so much you can build upon that it'd be a waste to just go off somewhere else or to do something else. Now, if it was a new Zelda game, I would enjoy seeing it as a spin-off. Say he goes on a side adventure or a side quest within the Breath of the Wild world. So it's keeping with the same version of Link, the same version of Zelda. However, either they're together or it's before all this happened, somewhere set in the same time period with the same Link. Now this could work well because 1, they can reuse the engine, 2, it will make sense if they're hiring for a dungeon designer, and 3, because if you put that much work into an engine, you damn sure don't want to throw it out within the first 2 to 3 years. It's a waste of an engine, it's a waste of artwork and all the effort and money and time you've put into it. Again, this is just my take on it. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below. But right now it's just super speculative because we have very little information aside from the job posting. But with that being said, that's going to be the end of today's show. Let me know your thoughts on one or all of these stories in the comment section down below. And don't forget, if you're a fan of gaming, consider striking that subscribe button and hitting the bell. This is Mattmade, and I will see you next week.